And it's hump day with Hollywood Hay today at Tampa Bay. Coming off all right day yesterday. We didn't hit any of them pick fours, but Terry did manage to take home his best bet yesterday on top. The 4-horse. And then I think your second pick came in second. So exactas and everything else, we'll have Terry's pick four as well as our pick, Terry's best bet, as well as our pick fours and some other Benny in the bets on the day at Tampa Bay Downs. They have, 6 races on the dirt, 3 on the turf. Track is looking good. Hello, Lauren. Lauren_Shap at X. Tell us all about the tracks you have cooking over there today, Lauren. I'll tell you, today's free track, a guaranteed tip sheet is, I think, Delta Downs tonight. So, yes, indeed, that's what it is. Make sure you go ahead and take advantage of that. Link for that can be found over at horseracingtoday.net, where we will set up shop a little bit later on. Right there, all of our Tampa Bay Downs picks. You'll click on there, and you will see right there a smart sheet explanation for today, as well as today's smart sheets. If you want to support us through the tip jar, you can do that. Guaranteed tip sheet. Let them know where you're coming from when you use those free picks. And hit that HRT gear button right there, folks. When you hit that, you can get your Horse Racing Today t-shirt, hat, and start getting ready for barbecue season already, Terry.
That's right.
Maybe it's barbecue season down in Tampa Bay today, where the weather's definitely nicer than it is in Chicago, but probably not by much. They're going to run 1 mile and 40 yards on the track down there. I don't know why $140, but hey, why not? At $140, you're looking for horses that can stalk. Stalk or early speed. 14% of the horses do win going wire to wire, but usually they're pretty forwardly placed. The inside 3, they got it a little bit tougher than the rest of the post positions. 4 through 7 is the best place to be, Terry. So some tactical speed in race number 1 might be the way to go, but we do have a burner to get us going.
That's right. We've got that 5, which is a little bit on the outside. He's got pretty good speed.
Yeah, he does. But down here, you see the 5 is a left arrow horse. A closer whose regular early speed is going to put him in contention out of the gate. A horse that's probably going to contend for a trip that best fits his performances where he's done his best is who?
The 7. Look at that. 92.25%. Really nice C-zone.
Yes, the 2 horse has a top last race speed figure, 6 points clear of their next best. 5 with all that speed is your top total pace horse. Lots of winners come out of those groups, Terry, as well as your simulation favorites. Who's winning the first race today at Tampa Bay Downs?
Well, I like that 2 horse ran second versus similar in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 5 likes Tampa Bay, finishing in the money 50% of the races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then 1 Violent Affair, the 7, my third choice. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 4, EM's Treasure Girl is my long shot. Finished third versus similar in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. No bets in this race for me.
I'm going to start off with the 2 horse. 1-1 morning line. Yay. 4 to 5 right now on the board. So we're not really adding much value to that. The 5 horse, Shabam, that one's next on my list, is probably the most consistent performer, making that third start after a layoff as a left arrow horse. Number 3, Strand of Gold, probably going to be better in the second start after Tampa Bay Downs, after arriving from a little farther south in the state at Gulfstream Park. And then 1 Violent Affair, the 7 horse. That one has some speed with the top C-zone. It's not even close. So if that one can get out towards the front, it'd be difficult to contend with. Race number 2, here are our selections, because I know there are folks out there that really like to do the daily doubles, Terry. They're kind of circling on the track down there at Tampa Bay Downs. And while they circle, let's tell everybody what they should do with their mouse right about now.
Well, you need to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so that you're notified about all the programs coming up. And then go ahead and copy the link at the bottom, share it with everybody you know. If you're on X, and TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Skies at Horse Racing number 2 day, give us a thumbs up and a like, and keep comments coming, such as Lauren and Don Johnson's done this morning.
Yes, indeed. We do appreciate that. Indeed. Let's look at race number 1 on our smart sheet, see if we can find any value. So I mentioned right now the 1 horse, the 2 horse, that one's the 4 to 5 favorite. Really not any value, but it does show up as the favorite status. The 3 horse is 5 to 2, so it looks like, at least right now, the sim odds are pretty much in line with what bettors are thinking. The 4 horse right there, there's some value, Terry. That one is 15 to 1 versus 6 to 1. The 5 horse at the minute, 5 to 1. The 7 horse, 7 to 1. And then the 1 horse at 16 to 1. So really, the only horse that's popping a lot of value at the moment relative to our 1,000 simulations is the 4 horse in there. EM's Treasure Girl. It's not in my picks, but it's in Terry's picks. As far as anything else is concerned, they're just taking their time over there to get to the gates. Must be something about that warm weather, because down there in Gulfstream Park, they do the same.
Yeah, they do. It's they're very casual about getting into the gate.
Yes, it must be a Charlestown goes south thing, because in Charlestown it's like, it's supposed to start at a certain time. We'll get there when we get there, sort of mentality.
Yeah, sometimes as much as 5 to 7 minutes after post time.
Yeah, the next race is ready to go already.
Yeah.
Horses are circling behind them. All right, looks like we have one more to get into the gates. The starter's assistant has popped up, assisting the jockey right there. They're all in, they're all out. And the 3 horse dipped a little bit to get out of the gates. The 7 horse has darted to the lead. That's the One Violent Affair with that strong C-zone. So you might actually prefer being out there. The 5 horse, the other that we thought would give pace early on, is indeed in the shotgun spot. That one is going off at 5 to 1. Does look like the 5 is working a little bit harder than the 7 at this point. Those 2 have separated from the pack probably by about 3 horses. You got a whole host of horses behind them, of which the 2 horse, Giselle, went down to 1 to 2 odds. It is your favorite. It is trying to make up ground along with the 3 that got off to that funky start. Strand of Gold, as those 2 start to make some way and head up onto the front runners, who got away with a opening quarter of roughly 48 seconds. Those 2 continue to set the tone around the corner, although the 2 horse right now, the favorite, is making a favorites type move. The jockey's a little bit out on the 3, so he's going to probably maybe get up for a piece. Behind them, you got the 1, the gray. That one's coming pretty hard, as well as the 6 horse. But they got a lot of ground to make up as they make their way through the turn to come on home. And I can tell you from being recently down there at the Tampa Bay Downs track, it's a pretty long stretch to get to the finish line. The 7 horse continues to hold the lead. The jockey's giving him a yah, and he's yahed a little bit. So I think he's going to stay right in that leadership role, Terry, as he goes around the track on the lead. 7, 2, 3, and then maybe 1. 7, 2, 3, 1. It's a tough call between that and the 5. So get out to the front there, Terry, and stay in the front, and you become home the winner. Tampa 2 is over bet. I like the 5 to win. Well, the 7 horse right there with that pace, Terry, and we see this over and over and over and over again. 7 horse has some early pace. Said it would be part of the early projection. But when you come down here to the C-zone, when you get 1 horse that's just way out there on a different island, especially when they have early speed, they go and they go. And then that was also one of the 2 class droppers in there too. So 7 horse in a wire-to-wire victory. All right, race number 2, Terry, is next for you and me. It's the first of the pick 4s today, 3 of them again. For race number 2, what we're looking at in here is 6 Furlong Affair. At 6 furlongs, the profile of a winner does favor stalkers, but more horses. 30% go wire to wire. The rail stinks. You know that song? Love stinks. Yeah. We're going to turn that into the rail stinks. Yeah. Anyway, 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7, the best place to be once again. And 8 and out is almost fair. So some middle out speed in race number 2 if they go wire to wire again. And, well, that's what we find here.
Yeah, that 4 has the most speed. It's double the speed of anything else. If it gets a good break, it'll get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, in the last race, we had a standout C-zone, Terry. Looks like maybe not as dramatic a difference, but once again, we find a horse that might like the way this race sets up better than the rest.
Yeah, that 3 is 84.53%, which is way above that 50% threshold that we like to see. So going to be very comfortable in this race.
Yes, the 2 is your only class dropper. And speaking of class, Terry, it is, at least in my view, the class of the connections.
Yeah, it's got the best jockey and trainer, so it's the best combination in my opinion.
It's a good time to be Jose. It's a good time to get a good trainer and jockey in here. Some horses showing some improvement, including the 2-horse. Better early pace, better fractions. The only horse to do that. I'm sorry, that's the 2-horse that has all that jockey trainer stuff, not the 3, because I can't read. But also the 2 showing some improvement last time out as your lone class dropper. The 4 is your last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else. Going to be on the lead. The 6-horse, Terry, is your top total pace. Who's your top pick in race number 2?
I like the 5, Vacabella. Won last race at Tampa Bay Downs, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and likes the distance. And then 2, Win and You're In. Drops in class today, highest speed figure at today's distance, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 4 is my third choice. Won last race at Tampa Bay Downs. Best start speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Immortal Love, the 1 is my long shot, finished third. First in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 17% of the allowance races he has a horse running in. And then I'm going to play the very first Don Johnson, Miami Vice, Don pick 4, 2-5 with the 1-4, with the 2-3-4-5-7, with the 2-3-4-6-9, $50 ticket.
I have Win and You're In too. That is 2-1 on the 2-horse. You got to like those kind of numerology things, but it is our simulation favorite. Last time out, the horse came off the bench, showed some speed, and then faded. The resume says that the horse will have more stamina in round 2 today. Poema, the 4-horse, is your top last race speed figure horse, 4 points better than everybody else. Good chance to be your pace setter in here. What I like about the 4-horse too is one of these what I call finely healthy horses. So you look at this horse's past performances, and you just look and see what it does. It starting way back here in April of last year, ran, goes to the bench, run, goes to the bench, runs, goes to the bench, runs, goes to the bench, run, goes to the bench, run, goes to the bench, run, goes to the bench. Horse obviously coming back sore. Well, last time out it ran, it won big, and you know what it didn't do this time, Terry?
Didn't go to the bench.
Yes, that is a horse for the 2 races in a row course. Finally healthy, as I call it. After the 4-horse, I have the 5-horse, Factor Bella. This one's run at Tampa Bay Downs in 7 races, been a factor in 6 of them, and certainly has squared up against better than it is seeing here today. And then the 3-horse, It's Good to Be Jose. Should be better in the second start after a layoff with the top C-zone in the race, and that proved to be the deciding factor along with early speed in race number 1. In race number 3, we have a mile 40 again. We just saw the 7-horse go wire to wire at a mile and 40. It does favor horses that get close to the front, although more often than not, horses that ride shotgun perform better than those that do all the heavy lifting. If a horse does all the heavy lifting again at a mile and 40 yards, Terry, who's it likely to be?
Yeah, it looks like the 1's going to go out to the lead there. So
another left arrow horse, because our race shape here tells us, Terry, that everybody really wants to be middle back. The 6-horse does have some pilot or co-pilot ability. That's the EP designation. So if the 6 can get off to a good start, looks like he might. He would have a great chance. We do see 2 horses here today, however, Terry, where the C-zone projects a little bit better trip.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 are above the 50%, especially that 3-horse. They'll be very comfortable in this race.
In this case, for the first time today, with the 6-horse Action Seeker, we see that the horse was 5 ways better last time. Better early pace, better mid pace, better late pace. The opening quarter-mile fractions were faster, and from the quarter-mile to the half-mile marker, the fractions were faster. The best distance also showed some good improvement last time out. Terry, who shows the best jockey and trainer?
Well, the 2's got the best jockey, 4's best trainer, but I think the 4 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yes, it's also the best distance. It's 4 points better than everybody else on that speed figure gun. Pretty hefty simulation favorite. Pretty hefty top total pace, 7 points. Every 5 points, roughly one length. So if the 4-horse rides shotgun and closes like it says here, could win by a length and a half or more, Terry. And does the 4-horse win race number 3?
Yes, I think it does. It's my pick of the day, and I'm going for 2 in a row. It's number 4, the best distance, won the last race at Tampa Bay Downs. Best start speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 1, St. Louis Louis. Won.
Louis.
Yeah.
Louis. Isn't that like from your sock hop days?
It is, yeah. Won the last race at Tampa Bay Downs, has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Port Charles at 2, finished in the money in 7 out of the last 10 starts, winning 2 of those, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Action Seeker, the 6, finished in the money in second place last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play the second Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to go 1-4 with the 3-4-5-7 with the 3-4-6-9. Finish up with a 1-5-8 $48 ticket, and then I'm going to bet $40 to win on the 4, $10 exacta box 1-4, and then a $10 exacta 4 on top with a 1-2-3-6.
And had you followed your advice yesterday, did you already go over what that would have panned out to be?
Yeah, you would have collected $275, so you made a $175 profit.
You know what? With that $175 profit, maybe a good idea is to head on over to that tip jar and let Terry feel your appreciation. I like the 4-horse too. You know, it's funny because yesterday you had the 4-horse as your best bet. It was my top pick too. So not only are we going for the 4-horse 2 days in a row of a best bet, but it's the 4-horse where we both picked the 4-horse on top both times. So that's got to be a cryptic code, Terry.
I think it is, yeah.
Indeed, or some sort of code. I have the best distance, top last race speed figure, 4 points. Simulation favorite, top total pace 7. I got to tell you, when you see those 3 things line up, that trifecta usually ends up in the winner's circle. The number 1, St. Louis, in his first race, won his first race at Tampa Bay Downs last time out. Going to go for 2 dubs in a row at the track. And this resume says, yes, second start after a layoff, it will be better than the first. And if you won the first one, I don't know how much you can improve off of that. 6 Action Hero moving up the speed ladder last time out. All of the race internals improved from the beginning to the middle to the end. And then finale, the 7-horse Crypto Man was a tough call for me over Harry, but maybe more upside coming in from Gulfstream Park, I believe. Let me look and see, but I remember that the horse is making a track switch. And in my readings throughout the years, one of the things that can wake a horse up is when it does have a little bit of a change in scenery. And it is coming in it's coming in from the Meadowlands Monmouth. It did also run at Gulfstream Park. So definitely making a switch to tracks, maybe enough to turn its light on. In this race, my pick 4 is 1-4, just like you. 3-4-5-7, 3, 4, and 9. And then 3, 4, 5, and 8. Race number 4, Terry. Only 9 races today. I kind of like the 9-race card. It feels good to me. It's like we're not stealing, but we're still doing work, but we're getting a little bit of a break at the same time. Second time, we're going to see 6 furlongs on the day again. That does tend to favor stalkers, but still nearly 3 out of 10 win on the lead. The rail stinks. Yeah. For developed products, 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7 is the best. And 8 and out is almost fair. So do we have any speed wearing a 4-5 or higher in race number 4?
We sure do. The 4 shows speed and followed up by that a 7. So if the 4 gets a good break, it should get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, you mean you look at that 4-horse, 8-point early pace edge. It's about a length and a half. That's just with his normal giddy up and go. Doesn't have to step on the gas pedal or anything more along those lines. Couple of interesting things to note. It's a 5-horse field, Terry. So that means, according to Stephen Fielder, if you look up our past show on Horse Racing Radar TV here on YouTube with Stephen Fielder on how to win handicapping contests, Terry, what does he say you ought to do in 5-horse races?
Well, bet the longest shot on the board. So that would be at this point, the 2. It looks like from 6-1 to 12-1 on the overlay. And then you got a little bit of an overlay on that 3, 2-1 to 5-2. And then, of course, they've got that one 11-1 on the morning line odds, but odds, and then it goes to 2-1. So that's kind of the other opposite way.
Yeah, Arrogancy also another one of those horses, pretty aggressive in terms of its C zone in a race where 3 want to be forward. The 7 has versatility. The 2 wants to close. Terry Alric, a 6-point. That's funny to me because my grandmother came from Germany. My name is Rich, and she used to call me Rick, but she would do it in the German accent, and it would be Rick. So Alric is a reminder of my grandmother. God rest her soul. Also, your simulation favorite, as well as your top total pace favorite. Is it your favorite for jockey and trainer, Terry?
Well, the 2 is the best jockey, 3 is the best trainer, but I think the 3 is also the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, so the 3 is lighting everything up, Terry. Is it going to light up the board in race number 4?
I like the 7. Drops in class today. Trainer trained by a 22% winner after losing as a favorite, and has the best speed at today's distance, fastest start speed today. Then I go with the 4, God With Us. Finished 3rd versus similar in last race, can improve at the shorter distance, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 3 is my 3rd choice, drops in class today with the highest last speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Metaphor, the 5 is my long shot, ran 2nd versus similar in his last race and likes the distance, no bets.
Yeah, kind of tough to bet. I mean, outside of betting the longest shot on the board, really not much to do there. Metaphor for me gets the top selection. Much better last time out with his pace from the middle of the race to the finish line. Does have a maintenance workout in between starts. So I think you're going to see that momentum continue. My grandmother's horse, Alaric, top last race speed figure, 6 points better than the next. It's also your top total pace. And if God was with us, who can be against us, Terry? Right? That one should be the pace setter with nearly a 2-length early speed advantage. And then finally, Arrogancy, that 7 horse, your morning line favorite, drops after some better early pace. Last time out was the favorite, got beaten. Trainer rebounds nicely off of those numbers in a 5-horse race. Aside from betting the longest shot in the board in the contest, I'm going to pass. Race number 5, we got a lot more horses than 5 in this one. It's $1/16 on the turf. Terry, turf is good right now. We'll see if it stays that way throughout the day. With these maiden races, the key number I like to look at is that Brisnet par speed figure. 73 is the hurdle that the average winner hits. So, Terry, in race number 5, how many of them have shown that they can get to 73?
Well, actually, you got 4 of them there. You got the 3, 4, 9, and 10 all have exceeded or equaled the speed part number for this race.
Yes, and we do simulations where we project potential speed figures out. Looks like plenty of them can do it today, Terry.
Yeah, all of them have some kind of good or some kind of decent figures, except for that 1 and that 8. They come up with a 0.
You got some class droppers. That's always important when you're looking at maiden races or horses looking for their first win. Down here, you see the 9 and 10. They want to be on the lead. The 3 and 6, they're very happy being pace setters. All this group here wants to close. The 11, 12, and 13, they got scratched out. The 1 and 5 so far not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line, Terry. Of the horses in here, the 2 outside ones look like the race might, the 2 speed horses, be right in their wheelhouse.
Yeah, the 9 and 10 are above that 50% threshold. They're in the 60% class. So,
yeah, we don't talk much about the speed chart over here, but one thing I will point out about that speed chart is if you look over here, the 9 horse has the most upside, but its average race, that's that red dot, is really at the top of the ability so far, at least from most of these horses in the race, except for maybe the 3 and the 4. As far as our sim odds are concerned, you got the 4, the 10, the 9, the 3, they're all pretty tight in there. Over here, we have the 6 horse with the biggest in-race advantage of a 1-length late speed. So if the 6 is close coming out of that turn, look out. We got the 8, the 2, the 4, the 9, the 6. They're all within 5 points of each other. 5 points again, each equaling 1 length. So get bumped, get wide. That's the difference between worst or first and what looks like a race just a lot of horses can win, Terry. And which ones do you like and why?
Well, I like in this race the 4-horse Flag Officer finished in money in two races out of the last three starts, has a high percentage winning jockey, and can go today's distance. And then I like the 9 highest speed figure at today's distance. Best turf speed is fast among today's starters. Has a good workout on December 27th at 4 furlongs. And then 6 So has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 3, Mr. Business, which is my long shot, has a high percentage winning jockey. Best dirt speed is faster than the average winning speed. No additional bets for me here.
I have the 9. Again, that horse we saw in the speed chart has all that upside. Better average race is better than the best for most in here. And this is one of those that should be better in the second round off the sidelines. Flag Officer, the 4. Tough race. Last time out in its first try at Tampa Bay Downs. Get a little bit of a cleaner trip today for the simulation favorite, and maybe it wins. Number 3, Mr. Business. It's a yes horse, meaning it's one of those horses that has hit par for this level. Coming in from Gulfstream Park, been off for a little bit of time, but plenty of workouts to be fit. And finally, the 8, Metal Church, top total pace. And you have to give that horse a shot, considering it's only its 3rd career start. So plenty of room for a big bounce in here. I'm going to do a trifecta, 50 cents, 3, 4, 9 with the 3, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 with the 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9. Probably going to regret not having the 6 in that mix somewhere. That's a $24 ticket, Terry, because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I felt like some of these races could be pretty chalky and really not get big odds. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you there. So
6th race is the beginning of the last of the pick 4s. In this case, they're going to go 7 furlongs, the first of these 2 tweener events between a sprint and a route. Go all the way back here. They're going to make 1 turn. And in the 7 furlongs, the kind of horse that usually win are stalkers. You still want to be middle forward. 21%, Deion Sanders, probably the best 21 ever. Go wire to wire. There is a rail discount, again, for Ship It. A bonus for 2 and 3, 4 through 7, a discount. 8 and out's the best. So a little bit of an accordion effect on those post positions. Terry, who's going to have the biggest effect on the race when it gets started?
Well, it looks like the 3 and the 8 are both going to try to go for that lead, with the 8 having a little bit better chance according to the data.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, you got a balanced race. 3 on the front, 2 in the middle, 3 in the back. And much like in the opener, we see one standout horse in here from the C-Zone.
Yeah, the 4 has an 86.75% C-Zone, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, Lizzie Baby also showing 5 ways better last time out, as did Noville, 5 ways better. The 5-horse, big class dropper in there, moving down 1.4 lengths. Terry, who's not dropping in class when you look at the trainer and jockey combinations?
Well, the 5 has the best jockey. The 1 has the best trainer, but I think the 1 is also the best trainer-jockey combination.
The 4-horse had the best race last time out. 4-point speed figure edge again. You know, that's that Andrew Beyer angle. If a horse has a 3-point advantage over the rest, you got to consider it. The 5-horse is your simulation favorite. The 6-horse has the biggest in-race edge of about a length on the late speed. The 8-horse grades out as your top total pace horse, who grades out as your first pick in the late pick 4.
I like the 1, Ship It. Finished in the money in 7 races out of the last 8 starts, so very competitive horse. Winning 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then number 5, Easy Come, Easy Go, drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning jockey. Timely Reward, the 8, won 1 race out of 2 starts at Tampa Bay Downs, finished in the money in 100% of the starts at today's distance. Then I like the 7, Noville, won last race at Tampa Bay Downs by a whopping 8 lengths. As a high percentage winning jockey. And I'm going to play the last Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 1-5 with the 1-4-6-9 with the 4-6-7 with the 2-4-7-8 $48 ticket.
Yeah, Terry, it's funny because you have the 1 on your ticket. I don't have him anywhere to be found. He's at the top. I shall be sad. I'm going to take the 5, Easy Come, Easy Go. That one looks like it's an easy favorite according to the morning line maker in there. It is your biggest class dropper in the race. It's our biggest favorite as far as simulations are concerned. The New Beginning, a 3-horse, a little bit of a long price in there, Terry. It's come off the bench hot at Tampa Bay Downs before. Last time the guy came off the sidelines at the track, won by 7. In that race, he was out front. In this race, he might be out front too. Number 8, Timely Reward. This is another one that should be on the pace with the 3 as the top total pace horse. So if you connect the early pace to all of its early giddy up and go and the light speed, comes home the W. Then the 4 horse Lizzie Baby is that top last race speed figure, 4 points clear of the next. That was a pretty big effort for that horse. Ran faster despite going longer. I was worried, is that a peak race? The CV says no. The horse does tend to pair big efforts back to back. 3 races to go. Race number 7, Terry. Next for you and I. I think we can squeeze this one in before race number 2 gets running. In the 7th start, they're going to go a mile and the 16th on the turf once again. We spoke before about the profile of a winner there, favoring horses that close. 21% still win on the lead, so be in the front, be in the back. Just don't be on the rail. That's a pretty bad place to be. 2 and 3 are discounted as well, just not as harshly. 4 through 7 is the best. 8 and out get a discount. Terry, in race number 7, we usually talk about speed, but let's forget speed here today, at least at the start, and talk about this whole plethora of closers.
Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of horses that have really good late speed numbers.
But if we are looking for early speed, there's a absolute standout.
Yeah, the 2 should get out to that gate and go to the quarter pole unless it stumbles or something.
Yeah, unless it tries to put its nose in the dirt. 4 wants the lead. The 1 and 2, they want to pressure co-pilot. So 2 should be in a good stalking spot, if not on the lead. Everybody else wants to close in here, Terry. This is a race where it can go a lot of different ways according to the C-zones.
Yeah, there's a lot of good C-zone numbers in there. Several of them are way above the 50% threshold.
From speed figure standpoint, the 4 has the best number. Another one of those horses that Andrew Beyer will be taking a look at. The 10 is your simulation favorite. The 1 is your top total pace favorite. Who's your favorite in a race that you could probably pick all 10 and still not pick the winner?
Well, I like the 1, Fortunate Rider, won the last race at Tampa Bay Downs, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then 4, 6, 45, finished the money in 3 out of the last 4 starts, won one of those races, has a high percentage winning jockey as well. War of Destiny, the 2, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Silver Or, the 9 is my long shot, won last race at Tampa Bay Downs, has a high percentage winning trainer. No bets for me as I'm out of money.
Yeah, I think that's the 2nd race in a row, am I right? Where you picked the 1 horse and I didn't have him?
Yeah,
so if ones have a big day, Rich is going to cry his hump day away. 4 horse, 6:45. There must be some meaning to that on the clock somewhere along the line, like 11:11. I know a lot of people have their superstitions about that or beliefs, but lots of upside for the 4 horse in his last race. The distance is a good one too. 2 times out, 2 seconds. The Boom, top last race speed figure, 4 points better than everybody else. Very strong in its last race, and its resume says the 3rd race should be better. He's done better 3 out of 3 times in 2nd starts after layoff. So what happens when you put numbers back to back in your in your sentences? You're not quite sure. 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Too many numbers in a row. When I was in journalism school, they told us to avoid that. Sometimes when you're dealing with horse numbers, horse odds, and the number of races they've been in, it's kind of hard to stick to some of that AP style book stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally, number 2, War of Destiny, out front. Almost a 2-length edge over everybody else. If he gets the right fractions, could go all the way. Also was a tough call for me over the 1 horse in this case, who I did put in my trifecta. I went 4, 6, 10 with the 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 with the 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, and 10. Another $24 ticket, hoping to catch some prices somewhere in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd spots. Yeah, they're still kind of walking their way around for race number 2, Terry. So before we do race number 2, just a reminder, tomorrow will be Gulfstream Park, so we will stay in the Sunshine State. Still haven't heard from Tom on 4 and Friday, but I suspect I'll hear from him today. Monday, of course, we will do Parks to make sure you don't miss Gulfstream or the secret 4 and Friday or Parks next week. What do you do?
You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and hit the bell so that notifies you about programs like the 4 and Fridays. And then go ahead and copy the link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out. It doesn't cost them anything, and it's really easy to do. And then go to our social sites at Horse Racing, the number 2 day, at X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and go ahead and keep these comments coming that's been coming today, and any picks that you may like to share with us.
Speaking of sharing, let's take a look at what we got on the board here. Well, the 2 horse, 5-2, Terry. So you're getting a little bit of value on that 5 horse. The 3 horse, 3-1 versus 10-1, a little bit of value on that one too. The 4 horse is currently Poema, your favorite, at 7-5, so no value there. 5 horse is 5-2. That's next on the board. No value there either. The 1 horse at 15-1, no. The 6 horse, no. So it looks like your value is in the 3 as well as the 2. So 23 is what we're looking at here. According to this, the 4 horse should get off to a pretty good start with everybody else kind of chasing in behind there. The 3 horse could get an excellent trip, so keep an eye out on the 3 horse as it starts to make its way down the path. And guess who's not going to get the lead today, Terry?
I don't know.
The 4 horse came out of the gates pretty badly in there. So you got the 1 and the 2 now picking up the slack there. The 4 horse has gotten himself involved in the mix there, but honestly, from a pick 4 standpoint, we both would probably be happy with the 2. I don't know, 2's 9-5. We probably would prefer the 5 or something to get up in that mix, or maybe the 4 even. I don't know. Anyway, the 1 horse on the lead right now. On the outside is the 6 horse. The 2 horse down along the rail. The 3 horse, that one's giving some chasing there, but he's kind of out on that horse already. The 1 horse continues to set the tone. He's looking inside, so I think he thinks this horse is going to tire, and he's trying to get out of the way. I could be wrong, however, on that assessment, Terry. He might be looking, but he keeps looking to the inside. So I don't know if he's looking for horses to come get him, and I think that's exactly what it was. The 2 horse has bounded away. Win and you are in, and he's done so in convincing fashion, followed by Summer's Coming. And then you got the 5 horse and then the 3 horse. So fortunately, Terry, you started off with 2 horses, and one of those 2 came home the winner. I started my pick 4 with 3 of them. Should have just put my top pick on the board and called it a day.
Yeah, you should have, huh?
Yeah, that's the great thing about horse racing. It's the capital of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
Race number 8, 2 races to go. This is the beginning of the late daily double. It's another one of those maiden claiming races where we pay particular attention to the speed figure that typically wins at this level, 74 being the case. And in the 8th race, Terry, do we have any horses that have achieved that milestone?
Yeah, the 5 and the 7 have both equaled or exceeded the speed par number for today's race.
Yeah, the 7 actually a 7-point last race speed figure edge over everybody else. Pretty heavy simulation favorite, top total pace. 6 horse has the biggest in-race edge, but the other number over here I want to pay attention to is on the 6, Norwegian Woods. We have what do we call second race par ability. That horse with normal improvement off the second start could get above today's par speed figure. The 1 horse wants the lead. The 5, 7, and 9 want to give chase. The 6 wants to close. These other horses not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Terry, who's going to get off to a good start and who should get a good trip?
Well, the 4 should get off a good start, followed up by the 3. And then according to the C-zones, all of them have C-zone numbers, and several of them are pretty either close or above that 50% threshold.
And who should be your jockey trainer combination to keep your eye on?
Yeah, the 1 is the best jockey, 7 best trainer, but I think the 1 has the best trainer jockey combination.
Indeed. So the 7 horse release here coming off a yes, along with the 5 and maybe the 6. Those look like, at least from an ability standpoint, your top prospects. Who's your number 1 prospect in race number 8?
Well, for me, I like the 4, Morvina Rosa. Finished 3rd versus similar and only start. Latex is added. Lasix. And then trainer and jockey have high.
They put some rubber gloves on his hooves instead of the wraps.
Maybe.
I mean, it might work.
Yeah. Number 6 is my second choice, Norwegian Wood. Finished 3rd and only start, trained by a high percentage winning trainer. And then the 7 is my 3rd choice, finished 3rd in the last 2 races. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, trained by a high percentage winning trainer and has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1, Holy Spicy, excuse me, finished third versus similar in the last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and switches a high percentage winning jockey. My long shot.
I have the 6 horse Norwegian Wood as my first selection in this spot. This horse is making its second start, does have that second race upside. It was third after a little bit of a step slow in the debut as the 3-2 favorite. Number 7, Questionable Decisions. That should be, if I ever had a horse, that would be the horse for me. Questionable Decisions that's going to go on my grave too. Anyway, it is a yes horse with the 5. Either of her last 2 races probably wins here. The number 4, More Vina Rosa. Speed and fade in its debut, Terry. It's going to get some first-time Lasix today in the second start of its career. That should be very helpful. And then finally, the 5 horse, Great Actress. It's the other yes horse, and when nobody else has hit yes, you got to have him in there. I have a $5 exact key box with the 6 over the 4, the 5, the 7, and the 9. And our great friend of the show, Christopher D'Souza, has some thoughts on this race as well, Terry. Once again, ripping out the grenade and throwing it into, he's got a race number 8 too there. He's got 40 to win on the 9. So pretty big thoughts on that 9 horse there, as long as the 6 and 3 in his exacta box. I have the 9. If the 9 wins, I'll be all right with that, as long as the 6 runs second. But I don't think I have the 9 in my pick 4, so I'll be a little less happy about it. The finale today for you and me, Terry, race number 9, 5 furlongs on the turf, a little bit of a quick sprint, and as you might imagine, going that short on the track should be favorable to front runners, but they've only run one race at this distance, and it was won by a horse that was in the shotgun spot from post positions 4 through 7. So with only one race, Terry, we really have no idea what the profile of a winner is. But we do know what the profile of the early race is, and here it is.
Yeah, several of them we're going to try for that lead coming out of the gate. Just depends on who gets the best break, so it's anyone's guess.
Yeah, and you can see here every one of these horses wants to be middle forward. We do have a Sesame Street horse in here, Terry, the 9 horse. Oh, darling. It's unlike any of the others, if you remember that skit. Also, as far as C-zones, Terry, another one of these races where a lot of horses can find a spot on the track that they might like today.
Yeah, a lot of them are going to feel very comfortable in here. They have very nice C-zones, and especially that outside horse, the 11 and the 7.
So if you're going to pick something you were comfortable with in jockey trainer arena, what would you look at?
9's got the best jockey, 2's the best trainer, but I think 9's the best jockey trainer combination.
Oh, darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Bahamian Moon. That one is the best combination of speed figure last out. 7 points better than the next closest competitor. The 4 is your simulation favorite. It's also your top total pace favorite. To win the race, to close the day at Tampa Bay, Terry, who is your favorite?
I like the 2. Likes Tampa Bay, finishing in the money 69% of the starts here, winning 23% of the races, can go the distance, finishing in the money 71% of the time at today's distance, and wins 19% of those starts. And then the 7 is my second choice, finishing the money in 5 out of the last 8 starts, winning 3 of those. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Spiteful Sis, the 8 is my third choice. Has a early foot. So the cutback in distance will be a plus. Highest speed figure at today's distance. Best start speed among today's starters. And then I like number 4, So Sophie. Finishing the money in 4 races out of the last 5 starts, winning 3 of those. Has a high percentage winning jockey and likes a distance. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
True Spin getting the top call from Christopher D'Souza today. Thank you, Christopher, for that. I appreciate the commentary. Also want to say thank you to Attila, Carol, Don Johnson, of course, Lauren, of course. Let us know where in the world it is that you're tuning in from. We greatly appreciate you watching and your support. Again, if you haven't done so, kindly hit the like button on YouTube, the retweet button on X, like us on X, follow us on all of our social sites at Horse Race the number 2 day. You see that right there in our floating down on the bottom there of the screen. Make sure you do take advantage of that. Finally, for me, in race number 9, I have the 7-horse Duboff as the one that's going to go off and win today. Definitely has a lot of early pop, cutting back from a mile to 5 furlongs, where I think it's gone 3 times out, 2 wins and a third. Should be helpful. Number 2, Bahamian Moon, rerun its last race. That would be good enough to take home the W today. The 4-horse, Sophia, dropping in class. It is a yes horse and our simulation favorite. And then finally, the 9-horse, Oh Darlin', another yes horse. This one's going to try Tampa Bay Downs for the very first time. I had $12 left, I think, although sometimes Terry says, no, you have a lot more left. I'm going to go with the $2 exacta key box, 7 over the 2, the 4, and the 9 for Tampa Bay on hump day. Races are in the books. In race number 1, Terry, the 7-horse went wire to wire. Race number 2, the 2-horse came in. What a pretty commanding lead right there. Win to get us both started in our pick 4s. Here's the way we see the rest of the card. Race number 3, another pick 4 coming up, along with Terry's best bet of the day. The number 4 horse, the best distance, is the best pick, according to my co-host. Number 4, race number 4, no bets unless you want to pick that longest shot on the board. Trifecta for me in race number 5, where we could get some value. Race number 6, the last of the pick 4s. Race number 7, another trifecta. Race number 8, a $5 exacta key box. And then race number 9, a $2 exacta key box to close out the Benny and the bets for today. See you tomorrow at Gulfstream for sure. Just a reminder, hit the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss the Gulfstream show. And also, so you never miss one of the best parts of the show. That's why we save it for last. Terry's words of wisdom.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I'm starting to get a little excited about the Pegasus Cup Day coming up. I'm starting to look at things, and that might be something you want to start looking at if you like playing it. Also, just have a great day and be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow at Gulfstream.
Yeah, I feel like the Pegasus is like at least from a horse racing standpoint, it's the official end of like winter racing, if you will, and the beginning of the push towards the Kentucky Derby and, next year's Breeders' Cup, because that's the biggest first race of the year. And sort of for me, it's kind of like the Daytona 500. I feel like the Daytona 500, when they race that down, is like the unofficial end of winter, because that's the beginning of, basically spring and summer sports. So no matter what it is you're doing today, whether you're looking forward to the unofficial start or the end of the winter, as I put it, or the end of it, according to Daytona, we certainly hope you have God's grace, God's favor. Every single thing you do until we meet again ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Make it a blessed hump day. We'll see you tomorrow. Florence, Wall Street Farm.